thinking that my constitution is strong. Instead of respecting me long, long reign, they making plot to take down my name. I've been breaking.
Oh my gosh.
Mike makes your day. He brings you the world, the stars, and the sun.
Pang Dang is crazy. Here's the other thing that nobody's telling you. Pang Dang is nuts. Has anyone told you that? All the shows talking about this, and this is their biggest thing, right? Like, all these shows, like, they're hanging on a thread. Cancel culture is their big thing. All these comedians, Andrew Schultz, talking about it for 45 minutes. This is big because it could happen to them, right? Now, one of them looked you in the eye and goes, oh, Pang Dang, though, is nuts. So that's part of the problem. Pang Dang's like almost a retard. He's one above retard. I don't think people notice that. We're going to watch Pang Dang on TMZ. Did you see TMZ covered this? They got Pang Dang to interview. He's basically retarded. I mean, he's really not even there. He's like, to me, he's plant or fish. Can you say that? He's more like plant or fish than person. So that's part of it. You know, and just because Pang Dang convinced his mind to do something similar to a stand-up set, it's like tricking people that he's like one of us. So here's the thing. Pang Dang, again, it's like that 13-year-old Asian girl. He don't know what we know. He's confused. I mean, he's not even all there. You'll see what I mean. And let's... Oh, the original's on Facebook. I don't want any of these Facebook things. Do we have his tweet?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Just
Pang
in case
Dang.
there's anything in the comments.
Yeah, good. All right. Something went wrong, it says. It's not there. This tweet doesn't work.
What the fuck?
So find me a new Pang Dang tweet link. Throw that up there. It's...
It doesn't work if you refresh
No.
it?
It's I think it's something to do with Facebook changes the links now so that they could open them in their own little, you know, they can get credit for you opening up a Twitter link.
Just click
you know?
it from under that. I put it in the notes there.
There we go. Now Pang Dang's here. So Pang Dang's on stage, and remember, he's barely fucking with it. So when you go, you know, you hear all these conversations, and they're arguing about Pang Dang as if he's a rational guy. Big J and Andrew Schultz and Lewis and all these people. I don't know why Pang just couldn't go up to Tony after the show and discuss this like man. Because he's not a man. Have you seen Pang Dang talk? We're going to show you this. This is why you can't just do comedy with everybody. I've been hollering about this since day one. Comedy shouldn't just be a free-for-all of friends mixed. That's crazy. I mean, we know this with music. You wouldn't go to a Metallica concert and the opener is like a ska band of lesbians all skanking on stage. It wouldn't work.
Does that exist?
No. The crowd would go nuts in a bad way. Tony and Pang Dang should not be on the same show. That's not segregation. That's genresization. There should be different genres of comedy so that the audience knows what they're getting. Okay? Again, if I show up and I'm looking to hear some punk rock and all of a sudden it's some gay-ass woman with a flute, I'm going to be a little upset. It's not going to work out. We're not in the same scene. All right? We didn't grow up together. We don't know the same references. Doesn't add up. All right? It does work at Coachella, the mix, but it's not going to work at these comedy shows. So stop mixing yourself. Here, we're going to show you Pang Dang. You're going to see it with me. This is almost just for tradition. This is like...
we know everyone's seen it.
Everyone's
we
seen
watch it.
But you haven't seen me see it, which is most important. Pang Dang. You know, first of all, if I was 13 years old, I wouldn't be able to say anything else other than Pang Dang and make fun of his fucking name for hours. I'm sorry, where I come from, you don't name a kid Pang Dang. It's crazy. So if you want to be looked at as normal, you can't be walking around, hi, I'm Dang. Hi. Even if my name was Mike Dang, people go, oh, dang it. It's Mike Dang. Here he comes with his Dang energy drink. So enough with that. You can see the guy's crazy. I didn't say I hate him. I love him. But he's crazier than the guy from he's crazier than the guy from Hangover who jumped out of the trunk. Remember? The doctor. He's crazier than that. Like, he's fucking out of it, and I've got proof. All right, last week in Austin, I got to bring up Tony Hinchcliffe. This is what he said. Happy Asian. We've all seen it. Big laughs. Give it up for the one and only. I love the fast forwards in this. Here it is. Redbar watches Tony's cancellation clip.
Give it up for the one and only Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh, well, there you go. We called him the one and only. So how could this has to be for clout? No. He confused every day. His Yahoo News page is all Asian hate, Asian hate, Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. That's all he knows. He doesn't get the subtleties or this stuff. He doesn't even get why that would be funny to anyone. Most people don't get why racial humor is funny to anyone. Did you know that?
Yeah.
We get it. We came up cool somehow. We were raised by cooler guys, chill guys at barbecues like this with a beer. They're going to call those racist now. We can't explain to them. There's no explaining why the absurd racism is funny to us, because it doesn't click with them whatsoever. Okay? You could get a team of scientists to explain it to them perfectly. It's not going to click. Don't you get it? Different strokes for different folks, people. Even the Chinese, here he is, my buddy. And we're going to award him a great deal of money today, right? We're going to buy Pang Dang
He deserves it.
He deserves it.
Whatever it is he's getting.
But he does have to quit comedy. Unless he wants to do an all, if you want to do like a Bollywood style thing, keep it in your lane. Crazy rich Asians. Do stuff for Asians. Don't go to Austin, Texas like this. I mean, I can't even imagine what the equivalent in China is for Austin.
Well, technically, Tony came to him, don't forget.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, I'm sure Pang migrated from somewhere. He was not born in Texas. But imagine going to the equivalent in China of Texas. I mean, that's got to be some real Chinese place. And imagine even being able to go on a stage somewhere in deep China and get to talk your point of view. They're not going to allow that at all. You can't even work. I don't think microphones are legal in China, to be honest. They don't want you, amplifying your thoughts to people.
No.
I don't think you could even talk to people like this in China. So everybody should be if you come from China, you should be like, hey, listen, he's much more lenient than China, so I'm okay. And that's how they used to be. Until Olivia Munn and all of them, they thought, oh, we could get in on this victim stuff. It's fun. And everybody knows if you have the chance to be a victim like this, you're going to take it. Most people are going to take it. It's a great way out.
And you probably don't even realize what you're doing.
You don't even
this
realize.
Probably happened, and his friends were like, "Whoa, what the fuck was that?
Dude, that's
he can't
fucked
get away
up."
with this."
And it's Asian hate crime. I mean, this is a great clip to post during Asian Hate Crime Month.
Got the people
It's a
talking.
great clip. Look, somebody said the word that we've been hoping they'd say all month. They love it.
You can't really blame him for posting
You can't blame Pang Chang for nothing. Let's see. PF Dangs. I'm opening a restaurant called PF Dangs. You come in, you get on the news. There's no food. Here. Tony. Here's Tony. Hey, guys.
Hello, good evening, welcome, hello.
There he is. You've seen this.
Time for the filthy little fucking chink that was just up here.
When I pulled up this clip, and I'll tell you this, don't pretend. Oh, I didn't even see anything. You see people, they want to go so out of their way. I understand you hate PC culture, same with me, but you see these comments. I didn't even see what? I just saw one guy doing comedy. What's the guys? I was blown away.
Same.
I hear rumblings. This happened the first day. I think it was the day after our last show. Tony's getting canceled for something Asian. I go, it's going to be like Shane Gillis. They found him on a podcast going, oh, the Chinese. Oh, yeah, those guys. I turn on this clip, and when he said that, I was fucking blown. I couldn't believe it. Because, listen, I've watched and here's the thing. Everyone should talk. I watch every episode of Kill Tony. I've seen them all, every second. In some episodes, I've seen 5 times because I've zoomed in, I've gone over everything. He has never said anything like this on Kill Tony. He's never said anything like this on video. He's rather docile. He's like the lobster I got in my Yeti right now. He's rather calm and boring. He doesn't say stuff like this. He alludes to some tension in the racial industry with some very light racial humor. But he's never said anything like this because when I turned this clip on, I gasped. I couldn't believe what was coming out of his mouth. Did you know even I wouldn't say something like this?
You would say a
Nobody
filthy...
would. You can't call... Listen, you could say the C word. To call someone that, in this day and age, to call someone that ever... I always say this to people. I go, you could joke around about blacks. You can't go up to a black person and go, hey, N-word.
That would be crazy.
That's insane. Some people don't know the difference. Some people don't understand that joking around and saying the word is different than calling someone the word who isn't cool with it. He's not up to speed. Now, I'm not coming from a place where I don't believe any of this should be hurtful, you know, but that's not up to me. That's up to your teachers, your mothers, all the people who led society down the wrong path. It's too late. They all told you it's the worst thing that could happen to you. They all told you that getting called a bad name was painful, that you're going to need to go to therapy. It's traumatizing. And when they ban people online and when they make such a big deal, it makes those words even crazier to hear. So, yeah, if it were up to me, nobody should be bothered by a word of any sort. A black person should be able to be called the N-word and go, I can't believe you said that to me. You crazy. It should be more about the other person being crazy than them being hurt. When somebody says something crazy to me, I don't get hurt. I go, ooh, hoo, hoo. That's nuts. Stay away. Very scary. But it doesn't physically hurt me. You know how many times I get called a kite?
It's true.
Which I don't even know what it means. What's wrong with being Jewish, Nick? But this is what they've instilled. This is just what it is. The teachers, the people, the Twitter, the social media, the news, they've told these people, oh, yeah, the word, that's the worst thing that's going to ever happen. So it's going to sting, and you want it to sting. Everyone's going to love you if it stings. You're a victim now. You're part of this. You're pretty much on TV. You know what I mean? That's all happening subconsciously
and like
to the
I
weak.
always say, we love getting after people for petty, minor crimes at Redbar. If I was Chinese or black, I would probably love getting after people for this stuff too.
Yes, all
it's
the
fun.
time.
It's
Yes.
fun.
That's the other thing and they're not going to admit that. They love doing it for the same reason we love watching the fools
I
get
think so too.
into problems.
It's entertainment.
It's entertainment, and they love it. They love the thrill. They're too ashamed to admit that they love the thrill, or they don't even know. Like me, I know who I am. I could go, I love making fun of people. I love when somebody goes down. Most people, even Keemstar, won't say that. They all pretend that, oh, no, I'm just trying to, like, prevent this girl from being Me Too'd, and I just want to make sure everyone's safe. That's not why. That's the reason. That's like what you tell people because that's the only way they'll allow it. But the whole world is in denial. They love the thrill. But if they admit to that, they think they're crazy. They're worried that they're going to get canceled for loving the thrill. So they just go, oh, no, I actually hate Tony because he's racist. No. I hate Tony because of who he is, okay?
Tony motherfucking Hinchcliffe.
I said this the other week. I don't even hate people for their color of their skin, which should be allowed. I think that should be allowed. You don't like somebody for the look of them. I mean, we allow it in other. I don't like this guy because he's fat. I don't like this guy because of his nose. I mean, to me, it's just basic, but I understand. So I go, oh, I don't hate him for the color of skin. I hate him for the sound of his voice. Is that allowed? Oh, I hate the Chinese. Not for the color of their skin, which is, you guys are all focused on. It's for the sound of their voice. I'm not allowed to hate a sound. You're allowed to hate a sound.
You have misophonia or whatever that
I have
is.
misophonia.
I don't know if that's how you say it.
And I don't hate them. I just want to make fun of the sound. All right. Now here's Tony.
We
And
hate
again,
the sound of Tony's voice.
I hate the sound of Tony's voice. I make fun of him. I'm not racist against cables or cords or USBs. So let's see. I hated Tony before he was racist. Yes. And it's very hard for people to understand these concepts. Let's see what I saw. And again, I was hit with a boom when I heard him come out like this. And I'll tell you why he came out like this, too. Let's have a crink, too. There he comes. Tony!
Hello, good evening, welcome, hello. How about one more time for the filthy little fucking chink that was just up here? While all you fucking race traders are hooping and hollering, I'm back there watching you puke.
You know, first of all, I just, filthy little, it sounds really bad. I mean, it really sounds harsh. So, again, if it sounds harsh to me, I'm still allowing it. I still think that should be a great, to me, that's a better opener than any opener I've heard in comedy in my life.
It's Tony's best line.
I would rather, legit, hear comedy like this. That I would rather. I wish this was what comedy was. And I wish everyone was mad, but I just wish you couldn't get in trouble for it to the degree. What I don't like about cancel culture is that they could just wipe you out. I think it should be like this. You have the right to say whatever you want. They have the right to be as mad as they want and say whatever they want back. But you shouldn't lose anything. That's what I think is fair.
But we think it's so funny when these guys get fired. So is it worth it?
Hold on.
Hold
on. Let me amend.
Okay.
Should you lose anything? Probably not. But that's the way the world works. So like Antone's is his business. They have to do what's best for their business. Tony, by the way, was probably hanging on by a thread with this Antone. They probably hated him already. They were looking for any excuse to get rid of this crazy guy. So they're obviously going to do this. Listen, if any business right now, and this is why we hate businesses. This is why we hate advertisers, because when you're beholden to a business or an advertiser, they're just interested in their bottom line. They don't care about you. They care about surviving. It's been tough enough on businesses with COVID. They're not going to risk it all for Tony to yell the C word. So you can't be mad at the club. Where I draw the line is where I think, like, when the banks won't work with you.
Yeah, of course.
That's where it gets too crazy. Or even, I don't think you should be banned from social media for something like this. But yeah, listen. If you want to work with all these people, those are the risks.
And this is how I see it. You've got, like, as shitty as Tony is, he has a 1 in a million chance of being in the position that he is right now as a comic.
Yeah.
And there's a million things that can ruin your career.
Million things that can ruin your career.
Or as a person in the public eye.
As a celebrity, like, remember growing up, it's like celebrities had to walk on eggshells for other things too growing up. Like, one wrong move could end your career. In today's day and age, yelling this can end your career. We all know that too very well. We've all agreed to these rules. If you don't agree with these rules, then don't perform at the clubs that enforce these rules. Don't go on Twitter where you know that's a rule. Don't go on Facebook or YouTube where you know, plain as day, this is a rule, unless you're okay with the consequence for when you break that rule. So I think he should say it, but when they put it on the news, he should go, I think it's funny. Exactly. And I don't think you should even apologize if it's not funny. You know how people go, hey, listen, man, doesn't matter, you know, we're just trying to get up there and make people laugh. And I don't even care if you say this and you're not trying to make people laugh. Seriously, I believe you should be able to say whatever you want for any reason you have. That, to me, is free speech.
But you also have to use your mind
to figure
out when to say what.
Well, you don't have to, but then don't go crazy.
Exactly. Don't complain.
When you get fired, okay? You have to just understand this is how it works. I can't act like that at work, right? Not that I have a job. I'm saying if I were you, if you're at work, you can't even swear during like a meeting with a client. You'd probably get fired for that.
Mike doesn't even let me goof off during the day when it's just me and him working on Redbar.
All right, Peng Chang, cheers.
Puking in a fucking bucket. Oh, we making a gunpowder. Oh, you want extra soy sauce. Oh, you borrow money from us. And you guys just eating it up, you fucking pussy.
I mean, you saw that Shane Gillis, all the things that happened to him, and all he went is, me Chinese. That's it. What did Shane Gillis do? He went, oh, yeah, that place with the chinks, me Chinese. That's it. Tony times that by 6. So why wouldn't it be bad for him? I don't understand why everyone's so surprised. So there it is. And then they posted the full version, Ari Shaffir. And this is another problem with their stupidity that I have. Ari Shaffir, do we have that?
Yeah, scroll down to Ari's unedited footage of Tony.
Oh, I know how to save him. If they just saw the full context, they'd know that, they'd know what? Ari Shaffir, the day after, I think, on May 13th, posted this. What the media doesn't show you. Tony Hinchcliffe's full set. It just made it look worse. Again, the people who are after him do not care if it's for a fashion show, a play, a stand-up comedy, a sketch. They don't care what the context is. They only care about the word. You know this, Ari. Everyone knows this. Why are you playing dumb? Like, oh, if they see that Pang went up and did acceptable, you know, and I think what they're trying to show you here is that Pang went up first and did Chinese material. Yeah, Pang went up and did basic, safe, acceptable, racial, I'm Chinese humor. And yes, maybe he even went anti-what, but it's accepted. Don't you see? What Pang did, if you put that on Twitter and tried to out him and expose him before any of this, no one would care. They'd go, he's Asian. He's allowed to do that. Now, is that right? I didn't say it was right. That's how these people operate. We've been studying them for years. All you do is talk about cancel culture. Don't you know how they work?
Know by now.
They don't care if the Chinese guy went up and said, fuck all whites. They don't care if he went up and said, I want white people dead. And then Tony came up and said, oh, yeah, you fucking... They don't care. They only care that the word chink came out of Tony's mouth on video. That's it. Doesn't matter if he says, I love chinks. None of it matters. So Ari Shaffir thought he'd post this, and all the choir, the people he preaches to in the choir all went, yeah, it's finally. Not finally. This didn't change anything. It just made it worse.
And don't forget his manifesto in the description.
Yeah, let's read the manifesto here. Here's Ari Shaffir's manifesto. This did not work. And it's like, is Anton's rehiring him? Is his management coming back that fired him? Are the clubs that took him off the tour dates firing? Joe Rogan is doing a show that he was supposed to co-headline with Tony Hinchcliffe at the Creek in the Cave. Joe is still doing that show without Tony. Mr. Free Speech, we'll get into that. Wait till you see this one. Big Joe Rogan bust coming up today. Oh, I'm not reading this whole thing. No fucking way. Is there a part that I should read here?
Let's see.
This is crazy. I didn't know it was 5 paragraphs. And yes, the likes that you're seeing here are from Ari Shaffir, Legion. These are the people who think it's funny that Ari pulls tissue out of his ass with blood on it. So you're not changing anybody's mind here.
Basically, he's just saying that this guy did a bunch of anti-white jokes.
Yeah.
But I feel like he goes over the top. He says, in this one, the first comic does a super pandering, intentionally joke-free bit about wanting people to be nice to Asians, which I don't even think is true. It wasn't joke-free. He was just doing his...
He sucks. This is Pang Dang. Wait till you see the interview with Pang Dang on TMZ. You're going to go, I can't believe we're trying to even make sense of this. You don't do comedy in front of Pang Dang. It's dangerous.
Dangerous.
Dangerous. Imagine if I tried to do Redbar with a 13-year-old strict Asian girl sitting right here. I'd be fucked! She'd probably try to stab me. Stay away. What are you thinking, mixing it with this person?
So basically the context he's giving is that this guy did a bunch of anti-white jokes, and Tony was responding to that by being over the top. But
here's the thing,
racist.
and here's Pang Dang again. You could put Pang Dang's whole set on Twitter and go, he's doing anti-white jokes. They disagree. Okay? The people who are into Asian, they don't look at what he did, his set here, and watch it at home. I mean, his anti-white jokes are like, why white people always like being mean to Asian people? That's it. Yes, he said the word white people, I think. I mean, does anyone know about... Well, let's just see what he says here. Here's Pang Dang. But again, even if Pang Dang said, man, white people should be the ones in cages. Man, we should kill white people. They don't care. Right now, it's Asian Heritage Month. They only care about them. It's like black people. You go, but they say the N-word in a song. They don't care. Did that argument work? But they say the N-word in songs. Does that work? We know this. We know nothing works.
Here, this is one thing I wrote. So this is just some of the context necessary to understand what's going on here. There's tons more that I could only know by being in the room that day. I don't know what the sound system was like. I don't know what was in the news in the area that day. That all goes into how a crowd receives a performer. It's
There's
like,
nothing
really?
to know. Pang Dang went up.
Pretty
He
sure
did a
we can
terrible
see
set.
everything.
By the way, Tony, what are you doing even working with Pang Dang professionally? I thought you're a huge comic. What the fuck are you doing a show with this trash comic Pang Dang? Seriously. But Mike, that's how comedy... It shouldn't work that way then. You shouldn't go to a show and it's 35 people and you got to watch 15 minutes of amateur Pang Dang, and the only reason he's here is because he's Asian, by the way. And by the way, the people who got Pang Dang into where he is now, it's because they laughed to his retarded... I mean, this guy's no different than William Hung from American Idol. Remember that? No, I'm a Rocket Man. Pull up William Hung, Rocket Man. He was a living
Rocket
joke.
Man, doesn't he do?
No, Rocket Man is what I want to hear.
Oh, okay.
William Hung was a contestant on American Idol back before the woke generation.
Well, I've never seen this performance.
And William Hung was treated and mocked and made fun of, and everyone loved William Hung, right? Why? Because he was an Asian retard. That's it. He wasn't good. This is William Hung singing Rocket Man. And on American Idol, everyone went, he's the best. He's amazing. Is he amazing, or do you love making fun of him? But you can't just come out and say that, can you? Imagine if on American Idol they go, guys, we've got a great retarded Chinaman for you here. He's singing off key. It's going to be great. Let's laugh at him. They can't do that, so they go, here's William Hung. Isn't he great? Wink, wink. Because they're afraid. You don't, what do you, here, this is what the guy did, and he was a huge hit on American Idol. This is William Hung. This is Pang Dang. This is actually... Here.
0 hour, 9 a.m.
Why was this even recorded? Here you go. Why was this recorded? They had the producers from American Idol all got him in the studio and recorded this. He's off key. He's singing terribly. They're all in the booth. And then they widely released this to the public on Fox. And you're going, did they record this because he's good? Did they record this? No, they commissioned all this to make fun of him. And they didn't admit it. This is why Pang Dang is also on the stage. Because it's kind of funny to watch this guy. He could barely speak. He's out of it. It's funny. But we won't admit that. We love, this is why we say, oh, I love Pang Dang. You don't love him. No one loves him.
I'm sure there's people who actually
Ain't
love
nobody loving Pang Dang. Listen to this.
And I'm gonna be high
him.
as a guy by then.
He's good, actually. Here, this is basically Pang Dang's comedy. Oh, wait, sorry. It's gonna get, I want to hear the whole.
I miss the earth so much.
I miss my wife. Thank you. She's over there.
It's lonely out in space.
Look at him. We're wearing the same outfit.
On such a timeless flight.
Wait till you hear this. See, no one's got these takes like Redbar. Here you go. 1, 2. Ah!
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Because our brains we run, get to run. I'm not the man they think I'm at home. Oh no, no, no. I'm a Chinaman.
Chinaman.
Chinaman. Burning our shoes up here alone.
It's the same thing, too. Chinaman, Rocket Man, same activity. So why was this allowed on Fox? Why aren't we canceling Katy Perry, Paula Abdul, Simon Cowell, Mark Maron? Why is this allowed, but Pang Chang is a protected species. Now let's watch Pang Dang's set. Oh, this is just great. Yeah, see, isn't this funny, Tony? I still hate you. We're celebrating your demise. And I hate Pang Dang. Never been done. Here's Pang Dang, the Rocket Man.
I think it's interesting how everybody just lowered their expectations during COVID, though. Like, look at all the restaurants here. Since when did the best advertisement for a restaurant become "We are open"?
Do you love this because of the accent? Because he's attempting comedy? It's like when you burst out at Michael Lehrer. I think the boss is fat.
I don't know how to
Is it the
judge if
attempt?
this is good comedy or not, because every single comic that I see is equal to this, and
Listen.
everyone says they're amazing. So
You know, I gotta lower my brightness here. You're laughing because he sounds retarded. That's it. And
but every day I see people laughing hysterically at things that make no sense to me. So
yes.
I can't make
Hold
a
on a sec.
judgment.
I'm sorry. I can't even listen to you right now. I gotta fix this brightness here. Power off menu.
You're getting a reflection.
Picture. Yeah, of course. Source. You don't want that.
Oh my
Hold
God,
on a
we
second.
can see your websites.
Yeah, I know. Shut the fuck up, Jules. Very hard to get the Chinese person or girl to stop talking. Sometimes you just want silence. 27 there. That should be fine. Get out of here. I'm trying to get out of this. Trust me, these monitors. We had to go to Best Buy because I broke.
Long time.
Here we go. These monitors that they sell at Best Buy. I mean, seriously, the monitors that they sell anywhere. Why are they non-glossy?
They're monitors for kids.
Dang, dang. He got nothing to say. People like listening to this. They die laughing because he sounds so stupid. And they just can't believe that a person like this is even attempting stand-up. That's what it is. It's the same reason why a disabled person like Michael Lehrer or the one-armed guy. I used to have a guy in the Chicago comedy scene. He had a pterodactyl arm. He had one arm that was like this big, and it had a cripple hand, and you had to shake it. And everyone loved him, too. Were his jokes any better, or were they even good? No. They couldn't believe that a cripple was making an attempt, so they're really laughing at them. That's what it is. It's so unfortunate, America. Yes, did you know that people laugh at others that just look stupid and shitty? Did you know that? You do it all the time. I mean, they get The Office. They get it when it's allowed. But they don't understand the subtleties of stuff like this. Why are we laughing? Why is Pang Dang even on the show? Oh, he's hilarious. Oh, you got to get Pang Dang up because he's a novelty. He's a novelty act that they mix in to make the show. Oh, look at this. Yeah, Pang Dang. It's a circus, isn't it? You know, it's the same reason why the bearded lady was in the circus. It wasn't because she was a wonderful speaker. Because she was a freak. Comedy shows are freak shows for the most part. They don't have enough good comics to even book, so they just book weirdos, psychos, anybody that could get a laugh. Pang Dang, I'm sorry. Look at your face. Is anyone home? That's not again. If I was looking like this, I wonder what's going on in Redbar. You'd all go, what's going on? Does this look like a healthy person? Does it even look like a person? Sorry, I mean, if I came on the show and just simply made my face like this, it's not about him being Chinese. There are Chinese people. You know? I didn't watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and go, oh, God, look at this Jackie Chan. What a fucking moron. No, I didn't even think twice. I said, that's Jackie Chan. I look at this. This is different.
Bruce Lee.
This is, yes, Bruce Lee. Oops. He's out of it, folks.
I remember when they used to care.
See, now it's funny. Let's watch this fucking idiot.
They used to put out exciting statements.
You're allowed to be a fucking idiot if you're Chinese. Did you know that? It's allowed. That's not a hate crime to be a fucking idiot if you're Chinese. You could be Chinese and a fucking weirdo idiot. That we're laughing at the weirdo idiot part.
Like soup of the day, catch of the week, We accept EBTs. Now it's just, yeah, the doors are not locked.
So yes, Asian Twitter is not canceling him for anything. Oh, proof that he's just as bad. He's not as bad as Tony. Tony's crazy compared to him. Come on. I mean, really, if this was a public library and you asked the librarian, hey, who do you want in here more, him or Tony?
Him.
They'd say him. So that's what's going on. And then Tony gets up. They show his whole set. It's even worse. The whole thing is anti-Asian. During Anti-Asian Month. Now, is it bad to me? No, I get it. I get it. These people don't get it.
But I gotta say, when I listen, I watch this whole thing paying attention very closely.
Paying
and
attention.
to
Paying
me,
attention. Get it? P-E-N-G. Paying attention. I've been paying attention for a long time.
I didn't, I guess maybe I'm so desensitized from Twitter or whatever, but everybody was acting like, oh, Ping went after white people like crazy, but I didn't even
catch that.
Like, I guess he was like, white people always need
You're
gun
being
powder, like
technical.
Tony said.
You're being a stickler.
But it's not like he was going crazy
No,
or anything. It
he
was just your
wasn't.
regular,
And again,
basic, like imagine
If somebody
Asian...
posted just Pang set and said, look what he's doing to whites, people go, he's not doing anything. What are you talking about? But now in this context, because they want blood, oh, Pang was worse. Pang maybe is worse, but I don't trust him. Listen to this here. We'll watch Tony's set.
You guys are gonna love this guy. He needs no introduction.
This is the
You've seen
unedited
him on
version.
Kill Tony show. Give it up for the one.
I love this. I'm a Pang customer. That's great.
I love that.
It really sounds like Pang. Pang. I'm a Pang customer. That's so much shorter, too, to write. Instead of Pang, I, for now on, say Pang. All right?
And if they accuse you of spelling it wrong, that's racist.
Who cares? Stop naming your names the sounds of blops and dart hits. Okay? Time to evolve.
Only Tony Hinchcliffe
Do you see what I mean? He even clap. There's like clap. Ah, that has nothing to do with being Asian. If you see someone clap like this, they're probably off.
Does Tony...
Tony Hinchcliffe. So it's not about him being Asian. It's about him being cuckoo. Let's see. Here's the full set. The full set. What is this? Jake Paul coming to the boxing ring?
This is Tony choose his own
Oh
walkout
yeah,
music?
Tony's one of those guys like Tana. We caught Tana Mongo doing where during her intro song they put applause in the music.
What it was is it was a behind the scenes video for TanaCon, and they were practicing her coming out on stage, and the backing track for her song that she was singing when she came out on stage had claps added in when there was nobody there.
Well, it's like when you watch Saturday Night Live, that opening where it's like, Mikey Day! Ah! All that, ah! That's pre-recorded in the music track.
Exactly.
The audience is simply going, Mikey Day. But you hear, ah, Mikey Day. I love Mikey Day. He's so legendary. SNL is such a great show. I love Mikey Day, 80 Bryant. What's that other guy? Who's the main star is?
Beck Bennett?
Beck Bennett. Yeah.
He really is the
He's
main
like
star,
their main
kind of.
guy.
That's crazy.
Imagine if you even knew his name, Beck Bennett.
In my mind, those are still like the feature guys who are barely in it, but I just realized those are the main
that's
stars.
the main show, yeah. All right, here we go. The media doesn't show you this, and why would they? You know, and again, this is what Ari posts. What the media doesn't show you. It's like, if the media saw this, they'd be more outraged. Know your enemy. Do you even know the media? I mean, have you not read an article this year? If they saw the whole set, they'd be even more furious. They would be. I'm not saying we would be. You know, we know the context here. Here he is, Tony.
Hello, good evening, welcome, hello. How about one more time for the filthy little fucking chink that was just up here?
Blows me out of the water every time. Filthy little, that word filthy too. Why is he filthy? I mean, but you know what? It's nice. I wish the world could work this way. I wish you could just openly say stuff like this and everybody was like, very funny joke, to me.
Of course.
Not during Olivia. Have you gone on Olivia Munn's Instagram? Every day it's a 5-page essay about how you got to stop Asian hate. And guess what? The black people that are beating up the Asians on the street, they don't even know about Instagram yet. And if they do, believe me, Lizzo is the most mainstream person they follow. All right? They don't know about any of this. They're not reading walls of anti-hate text. All right? So,
Now, do you think Tony just thought that he could pull this off, or do you think it
no,
just came out without him
no,
thinking?
I'll tell you what happened here. And this is why it's so great. Tony is not doing comedy. And I'll tell you what and he never does comedy. Tony is, you know, the worst. I mean, he's one of the most insecure, petty, impatient. I mean, we've watched all his episodes. If somebody makes a joke about, oh, yeah. Okay, Tony. Oh, yeah, what? You got to have a comeback line. He doesn't have a comeback. He's the saltiest guy we know. When he saw Pang up there doing all this bullshit comedy, Tony started getting mad. So Tony went up there being mad. This came out, and it was a rant. This isn't scripted comedy. This was him sitting there. And by the way, if you're waiting to go up, you're mad at whoever is going up before you. If you're sitting on a stool and you're watching some idiot yapping, you're nervously waiting to get up, you can't fucking wait till they're done. And it gets to a point, I'll tell you this because I've been there. And
Oh, so you're a failed comic?
You're a whiny little bitch.
If you're waiting there and the person who's on stage is saying, it doesn't matter what they're saying. It doesn't matter if it's your best friend. If he's going on too long or if you're waiting to get up, it kills you inside. You cannot fucking wait to get up. Tony is a man of anger. Tony is an impatient man. He gets riled up. He was watching this set. He thought it was horseshit, which it is a horseshit set. So he goes up there, and yeah, he's mad. So he says this.
How about one more time for the filthy little fucking chink that was just up here? All you fucking race traitors are hooping and hollering. I'm back there.
Now, this is the same anger that he displays when people ooh. You know, him and Bill Maher are very similar. They hate when audiences groan. All right, so Tony Hinchcliffe on Kill Tony will be like, oh, yeah, what is this, like a Chinese brothel? And people in the audience will go, ooh, because that's racy now. We've been told that that's racy.
I think ooh-hoo-hoo is a fine
No, I know,
reaction.
of course. I think so, too. But Tony gets mad at that, is what I'm saying.
I go
Hold on.
ooh-hoo-hoo to you
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
every second thing you say.
But Bill Maher does the same thing. So on Bill Maher's show, he'll make a joke that's edgy, and the crowd will respond as if they're a crowd in the public, okay? And they'll go, ooh, because it is edgy. That's what the response to an edgy joke should be. Ooh! But these guys get mad when your response is that of, ooh. So they start yelling. And it's the same thing here. Tony sees this crowd of people laughing it up at what he considers to be bullshit jokes. So by the time he takes the stage, he's pissed at that crowd. He's always pissed at that crowd. You've seen Kill Tony. He gets mad at the crowd if they don't laugh hard enough at what he deemed a zinger. So he's coming out. He's mad at the crowd. He's yelling at the crowd.
Don't you think it's kind of weak to get mad at people for anti-white jokes, though? Like, I can't imagine.
No, it's not. But here's the thing. You're allowed to get mad at it. Then don't do stand-up. The reason I don't do Redbar live on stage in Austin is because everyone would hate it. The reason I don't post everything to YouTube is because everyone would hate it. Why am I allowed to know my limits? Why am I allowed to go, listen, it's not for everybody? That doesn't mean it should be banned. That doesn't mean it's hate speech. That doesn't mean they're so stupid. But it just means they don't get it. They would need to grow up with me. They would need to be around my friends, my family to get it. They didn't grow up like this. They don't get it.
Catchphrase is give it a year.
Give it a year. A year is a good time to get it, and they usually do get it. Tony goes, oh, yeah, you better love me now. Imagine the nerve to go in front of a whole crowd and demand they all love you. That's the thing of the comic brain. They want it all. That's their greed. Look what the greed gets you.
They're watching you puking in a fucking bucket. Oh, we making a gunpowder. Oh, you want extra soy sauce. Oh, you borrow money from us. And you guys just eating it up, you fucking pussies. Look at you fucking fake bitches in this room. I don't even want to make you guys laugh. I don't even like you anymore.
This is true. He doesn't like audiences. He's not funny. He's not good. Just because he's from Joe Rogan doesn't mean you all need to hoop and holler. I want to go up after him and go, oh, yeah? Hooping and hollering at that?
Hooping.
Hooping.
These fucking Chinese people, they find out we have flying bats every night, and here they come.
And I do believe, listen,
I did like his
it's a
flying
mix.
soup, Joe.
Fucking Chinese people. That is what he thinks. I don't think he's racist. I think you're allowed to think that. I think you're allowed to think that as a stand-up. This fucking Chinese guy comes up. You're all hooping and hollering at him. He's terrible. The fucking Chinese. You know, it only takes 3 examples to hate a whole race. I say this all the time. Like, I hate 3 redheads. Andrew Santino, Josh Denny, and Rory.
Yes.
From the Joe Budden show.
Yes.
3 is all it takes. Now I'm pretty much for sure. Now I pretty much for sure know I hate redheads because I hate ginger. I hate all redheads. So because of Josh Denny, Rory, and Santino, I can pretty much say I hate all redheads. Obviously, there's probably a redhead I'll like. I'm a stone.